So in the yesterday's session, we were dealing with the Titanic dataset, and of course, we dealt with the hosting part also. So yesterday we discussed like how we are going to create ML pipelines. Initially, we introduced three more in our agenda that we'll be using ETL pipelines. Then for feature store, we are going to use Redis, and for MN monitoring, we are going to use Grafana and Prometheus. Okay, so let me start from the yesterday's session from where it was left. Yesterday, we were getting some error regarding the ETL pipeline. So let me open my project. Open my project. Okay. So yesterday we had written a file extract data from GCP, as it was mentioned earlier that we are going to use ETL pipelines for a data collection. Okay, so in the previous practicals and all, directly we used to get data from the GCP bucket and get into a local system. But in this particular thing, we are going to fetch the data from GCP bucket. Then we are going to load the data, sorry, transform the data. We are going to convert the CSV into SQL and then load it in the Postgres SQL. Okay, so yesterday we had written the code on airflow for this practical. For ETL pipelines, we spoke that we are going to use airflow. Make sure the connection is proper, and also mention your bucket name here. Okay, so this is the name, and mention the bucket name here, and rest all things are free. See, we are going to convert it into load to SQL. Okay, so I have written one function. Basically, this will convert the CSV to the SQL, and we are going to load it in the Postgres engine. Okay, this Postgres is running in the Docker container. Okay, once we install this Astro Apache yesterday Airflow. Okay, we had also installed one more package called as Postgres SQL. Okay, so directly it will be running in our local host. So let me show you my Docker engine. So let me start my Docker desktop first. So it will take some time. So my Docker engine is getting started. So this is my container actually, and this is my project name. So all these containers are already running. Okay. So I think those all these things are active. Okay. We have something called as Postgres also. Okay, this Postgres is running in localhost 5050. Yesterday when we did Astro start dev, okay, we had got it that localhost 8080 Airflow is running, and Postgres localhost 5432 Postgres SQL was running. Okay, now yesterday we were facing some issue, but eventually it worked out. The success was seen. Okay, that data was successfully loaded. Now let us visualize like how exactly where to find the data. Okay, the Titanic data.csv, whatever we have, it should be present in the Postgres SQL now. So for that, I want you guys to download a software called as TP Weaver. Okay, please download this. Go to this TP Weaver community. Okay, and according to your system you can download this. Okay, I have, since I'm a Windows user, I'm downloading this installer. Once you downloaded it, okay, you can easily install it. It's just a simple in next and install command it is. Once it is installed, okay, create a shortcut in the desktop. Okay, since I have this already downloaded, I'll open this DB Weaver inside this desktop. Okay, this is like a universal data based driver. Okay, like you can see multiple databases in one particular place. Okay, DB viewer helps us to see the multiple data. So in the yesterday's practical, definitely we used ETL pipelines where we extracted data from Google bucket, we transformed it, and we loaded it in the Postgres as well. Now, since I got a success message, I should see that in the community, I mean in the DB viewer, whatever I'm saying. Okay, I have started my container also. Let me see whether the data is loaded or not. Okay, this is getting started. So yesterday I did verification whether it was loaded or not. So what you can do now, okay, since you're opening it for the first time, what you can do, you can go to database, click on new connection, and you can select Postgres here. Okay, if you select Postgres, and it will ask you to test the connection. Okay, I'll select Postgres. Next. Okay, make sure that it is localhost, port is 5432, then password is also Postgres, STGRES. Okay, and just type test connection. If you get connected message, that means you are able to connect your Docker container Postgres with the database. Okay, then you can just finish it. Okay, so once it is connected, please expand it. Okay, go to databases, click on Postgres, go to schemas, you will find public. Then inside table you need to find Titanic, because Titanic was a data set. Okay, with the help of that you can directly go to query, open query editor. Okay, it is already running. So I'll just type the command select star from Titanic, was a table name, Titanic. Okay, and if I run this, so I should get the table. Okay, see, this is the table. What I did is I use Google, I uploaded my data set or data set in the Google bucket. Then using ETL Astroflow Airflow, I extracted and I stored my data. I loaded my data in the Postgres SQL. So if you can go down, okay, you will find something called as Titanic. Okay, so our data is successfully loaded, okay, using the Astro Airflow. Okay, now what we can do, now we will go ahead and write a data ingestion pipeline. Okay, go to src, create a file called as data and underscore ingestion.py. Okay, so I'll write the code for data ingestion.py. Okay, where we are going to import the libraries. Okay, and we are going to fetch our data from the Postgres. Okay, from the Postgres we are going to fetch it. So I have code already written. I'm going to send this code also. So I'll explain the code line by line so that it becomes easy. Okay, first I'm going to import all the libraries. Okay, go and paste all the libraries. I think some of the libraries are not mentioned. Okay, so what we will do, first install all the libraries, go to requirements.txt and look for the libraries which are not installed. Okay, so if I open my data ingestion.py, okay, I need to install this psycopg. Okay, so this is basically used to connect Python backend with the Postgres SQL. Okay, I'm going to just paste this. Okay, now next, I think I need to install sklearn also. Scikit, scikit hyphen learn. So save it and just type the command pip install hyphen e dot. Okay, so this will install all the packages. Meanwhile, let us write our config. We forgot to write this config paths and all utils also common functions. So I'm going to extract it from here. Downloads. So I'm going to write database config as well as the path config. Okay, minimize this and open it once again. I'll go inside my project directory. Go inside your project directory. MLOps. Okay, survival prediction. Go inside config and you can paste this. Okay, so let me open this now. So here I wrote my database configuration from database config.py because we are going to extract, I mean, load our data from the Postgres now. So in the previous practicals and all, directly we loaded our data, but in this practical, what we are going to do is we are going to load our data from the Postgres, not from the Google bucket. Okay, so we need to create config db.config and write all its configuration local host. Okay, in this particular area, my database is present. Okay, then I have something called as path.config also. Okay, this is was same last class we had done all these things already. Okay, now going to data ingestion.py. Okay, all other things are imported. Okay, so the next step is, okay, obviously creating a logger function, get logger. Okay, obviously we need logs. Then third one is like we are going to create a class, okay, data ingestion class, where I'm going to pass the parameters as well as I want to store the output also, no? So I'm going to create a class. Okay, so I should make it class data ingestion. Obviously I'm creating a constructor. This is a parameterized constructor. Okay, whenever I'm creating a object out of this class, I need to pass the database parameters and the output directly. Okay, so os.makedirs will create multiple directories for me. Next I'm going to connect this. Okay, and I'm going to use this custom exception to raise the error. Okay, so with the help of method connect to database, okay, I'm going to use this psycopg where I've imported here. There is a function called as connect. Okay, I'm going to connect all these things, and db params I have defined it in the config itself. Okay, in db config all the params are present. Okay, host name, port, then I have given the dictionary there. From there I'm going to add it in the library, and of course I'm going to clear a logger function and custom exception also. Okay, so now we'll create another method called as extract data. Okay, so what this will do after the database connection is successful, okay, once the data is connected successfully established, I'm going to write a query, select star from public.dataset, because I told you here, okay, in the db viewer a dataset is present inside the public schema dataset is present inside the public. So I need to write public. Okay, public.titanic, I'm going to do the query. Going to convert this, I mean, going to convert this into data frame by using Panda. So I'm importing pandas as PD here, and pd.read SQL because it is not a file. Okay, it is a SQL query. So there is a function in pandas as well that read underscore SQL underscore query I can easily do. Okay, and I can pass the connect, and con.connection I can do. Okay, once this is loaded successfully, I'll get a message that extracted from the database. So extract data is a method, okay, which is going to do query from here. Okay, basically I'm querying the data set which is present in the Postgres. I'm getting it in the this particular Python file. Okay, so next we are going to save the data, obviously, right? So when we have queried, okay, we need to save the data also. So I have created one more method called as save data. Basically the data frame whatever it is created, I'm going to send it in the train.tf and desktop. I'm creating two different data frames. Okay, one is training data frame, another is testing data frame. I'm going to split it in 80% ratio, that 80% will go in the training, 20% will go in the testing and random state. And I'm going to save it in 2 CSV, and path train path, I have defined it in the path columns. Okay, os.path inside my artifactory. Okay, hyphen raw, all this data is going to get saved. Okay, so next, so I'll show the next method. Okay, now I'm going to run everything. Okay, I'm going to create a, so this particular method I'm defining run, where pipeline I'll start. Okay, self dot extract data, I'm going to call this method here. Okay, I'm going to call this method here, self dot save data. Next is this method I'm going to call, and I'm creating a logger function, because python, when if I write this run method, okay, it is going to call all the other above methods. Okay, I don't have to call it again and again. Okay, and I'm going to save it in. Okay, I'm going to create at last. Okay, object, that is data ingestion is the object created from the class, and db config I'm going to pass. Okay, so this db config is defined inside my config, database config. Okay, this one. Okay, I'm going to pass, because when I created constructor, I had passed db parameter and output dir. Okay, this is what I have to pass, a database parameter and raw dir. Raw dir is my output directory. Okay, that is also defined in the paths.py here. Sorry. Okay, raw dir, so here it is present. Okay, so let me save this particular data ingestion.py. I think there should not be any problem, so I will run this particular file. So, okay, so python src slash data ingestion.py. Okay, so let me run this. So what I need to get the data that is present in the postgres in my local directory. Okay, in the artifactory right now I don't have anything here. Okay, I don't have anything in my artifactory. I should get raw, inside artifactory raw data folder has to be created, and inside that train.csv and test.csv has to be found. Okay, if I run this. Okay, so I am waiting for, so log folder has been created, so let me check the logs. Okay, okay, so data ingestion pipeline started, database is established, data extracted from db, data splitting and saving done, end of the data ingestion pipeline. So if I expand my artifactory, okay, I can see raw and titanic, test.csv and train.csv. So I have successfully converted using data ingestion pipeline. Okay, so I've written this code already. I suggest you guys to please, you can pause the video. Okay, and you can easily type this code by your own, and you can run the command. Okay, easily you can type this code, and of course you can run the command. Make sure you're creating this config database config.py and paths config.py, and other things I guess it is already created in your system. What you have to do is you have to just create this data ingestion.py. Okay, and just go ahead, make sure your environment is activated. Please make sure environment is activated, and just type command python data ingestion.py, and you can run it. So this is the output. Okay, artifactory raw, okay, titanic test.csv and train.csv. You should see all these files. So these files I have bought it from PostgreSQL, which is running in my Docker container actually. Okay, so this was all for today. In the next session, we will do this testing. Okay, we will do Jupyter Notebook testing, and then we will integrate Redis. Okay, to store our features. Then we will do ML monitoring in this entire project. Okay, thank you for this. And if you have any doubt, okay, you can personally WhatsApp me, so that I can appear there and I can fix the issue. Okay then.